Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm changing it up. I'm gonna do a little cooking video for you. Usually I'm out trying new restaurants. I actually cook a lot. Growing up, my mom cooked a lot for my family. I used to help her cook in the kitchen. So I'm gonna share some recipes with you guys. My parents are from Laos. I am Lao American. So I grew up on a lot of really great Lao dishes. Today I'm actually gonna show you guys how to make Khao Poon. It's a Lao curry noodle soup, similar to laksa. My dad actually doesn't like curry. And growing up, we didn't have a lot of traditional Lao dishes that had curry paste in it and coconut milk. So growing up, I actually had this dish with tom yum paste instead and no coconut milk. And it was still really good. So that's the version we're gonna actually show you guys today. Not the version I grew up with. So let's get started. So today I used ground chicken, but I usually use pork. I was trying to be healthy today, but you can use pork, chicken, turkey. So I started off cooking the chicken first, but to save yourself a step of cooking the chicken, taking the chicken out, and then putting the chicken back in, it may be better if you cook the coconut milk and the curry first and then add the chicken. Add the coconut milk to the pan, and then you want to make sure it boils, and once it boils, then you add in the curry paste. Now you want to cook the curry paste until it dissolves in the coconut milk, and then the mixture should get nice and thick. So I only added 1 can of coconut milk, but if you want it thicker, you can use more than 1 can of coconut milk. I prefer mine more brothy, less sweet. Later when I tasted this, it actually needed more curry paste, so I did add more curry paste later. To season the broth a little further, I added a chicken flavor soup base. Now this brand is not salty like the Knorr version. Knorr is really salty, it's actually super flavorful, but this one is a lot more mild. Add fish sauce for saltiness. Add in a little bit of sugar to balance out all the salty and spicy flavors. And a little bit of black pepper. Now you want to add all the bamboo shoots. And then you cover it. So when it comes to a boil, you'll actually want to bring it down to a simmer. I like to cook this for about 30 minutes. Doesn't need a long time like pho. So while the broth is boiling, in another pot you want to cook the noodles. So you actually want to start with cold water. I'm not entirely sure why, but this is the way that my mom cooks these noodles. While the broth and the noodles are going, well, we're gonna cut up the vegetables and the garnishes. So for the garnishes, you want to chop up green onions, cilantro, limes, cabbage, and you don't have to chop this up, but you do need bean sprouts. I started off cutting the cabbage a little bit thicker than I prefer, so make sure you slice the cabbage super thin so you're not chomping into a big chunk of cabbage. So you want to try it to make sure the middle isn't too hard. You still want it chewy, but you don't want it too chewy. That needs a few more minutes. There's still a bite on the inside, and that's not what you want. It's done. So after the noodles are cooked, you want to drain it and run it under cold water to remove the starch. Rinsing the noodles under cold water also makes the noodles chewier. After I had rinsed the noodles, I wrapped them in little bundles for single servings. Even when you put it in the refrigerator, you can still pull them apart. So when you pour the broth over the noodles, you want to make sure the broth is still boiling because you want it as hot as possible so your noodles don't cool down the broth. So in the end, you'll have a hot bowl of soup. So now we're gonna just garnish our bowl. And pro tip, these noodles soak up a lot of broth. So don't put a lot of noodles in your bowl because you will be surprised how big your bowl ends up later. But let's go ahead and garnish our bowl with some cabbage, scallions, cilantro. I like a lot of herbs in mine actually. And my local market didn't have mung bean sprouts. That's usually what I use, but they had soybean sprouts. So that's what I'm going with today. Pile that right on top. I love a lot of bean sprouts too because I love that crunch. And then I'll have a little lime on the side. Okay, so I added more broth. You see how little, I don't know if you guys noticed, I only put like one bundle of noodles in there. And look how much noodles is in there. Like, that's a lot of noodles. It smells so good. I'm gonna burn my mouth. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my God. That is so good. Bamboo. Mmm. I am gonna squeeze a little bit of lime in here because I love my food sour. There's so many textures in there. The chewy noodles, the crunchy bamboo, the crunchy bean sprout, the crunchy cabbage. Oh, the flavor. Wow. That noodle soaks up all that curry flavor. See, I did add more curry, but honestly, I can do more curry because it's not that spicy. So since I like it even spicier, at this point, I gotta try. I have Thai fried chili paste. It's so spicy. This one is hot. I'm gonna do about I don't know, maybe a teaspoon or so of that. Careful, it's really, really hot, but it's so good. Let's give this one more try. Oh, yeah. Mmm. Mm. It's so good. It's so spicy. I hope you guys give this a try. I would try to write down all the ingredients and the measurements and all. I tend not to measure when I cook, so that may be a little hard for me, and you can always adjust to your taste. So the broth, it isn't very coconutty, which I actually really like. You get a hint of the coconut milk, the little bit of sweetness from the coconut milk. You get more of the curry than the coconut. And the fact that you're putting in like chicken broth or water to kind of make it more brothy, that's what I like. So it's not too coconutty, not too sweet. It's just an amazing noodle soup. All right, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. I hope you guys give this a try. If you do, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe as well. If you've not already, click the notification bell for more food content, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.